Hey everybody, I had a canoe trip planned for a couple weeks from now. We were going to be short an oar, so I thought, what the heck, I'll make a couple more oars. So I found a bunch of scraps in the shop, kind of cut some of them to length here. As it happens, our trip, the canoe trip got canceled because they closed the area we were planning on going. But I'm going to go ahead and make these oars. Right now they're just all kind of rough cut, so I got to go through, sand the pieces to get them to match up before I start gluing together. I figure I might as well share some of it. They should be coming out pretty good, I hope. I've made a few of these, so I'm getting a little better each time. But yeah, I won't bore you guys with the sanding, but once I get back and time to glue these things up, I'll share that with you. Overall, it'll probably be a pretty short video because no sense in watching me work. Towards the end, once they're all glued together, that'll be probably tomorrow or the next day. Let the glue dry really well. I'll make the paddles and the handles themselves. Most of that is just a lot of jigsawing to get the shape, and then I'll take a angle grinder with some flappy discs and basically just sand that bugger down until she's exactly what I want for size of the paddle. Should be fun. Overall, I will be back for you guys anytime. For me, it'll be quite a bit of sanding here, so it'll probably take me an hour or two. Sand all these pieces so they're nice and smooth and match to each other really well, because as you can tell, there's gaps right now that I can't squeeze tight, so get in there. A little rough on the table saw, I guess, otherwise they'd be perfect. I don't have a planer, so I can't exactly just throw them through a planer, so I'll throw them on my sander and work them down until they're all nice and smooth. Hopefully the color pattern turns out the way I want it in the end. I've got the white here is maple. The dark color is a dark oak, a red oak, and then I have a white oak in there also. Just what I had laying around. Pretty nice. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Got everything kind of sanded down pretty good. It's just a matter of gluing some parts together. Which glue is pretty easy to do. Okay, this glue is not good. Be right back 1 second. Gotta have glue. That glue I just tried is a little bit hard, so I'm not gonna use it. Let's see if this stuff's any better. Oh yeah, way better. Yeah, I like to use a stick. It's kind of messy, but if I don't use a stick, I stick my finger in here and do it that way. Which I might end up doing anyway. Not too hot today, so I got time. I'm basically just gonna run glue full length and spread it out good. Yeah. And yes, I'm very messy. Always have been. Might be getting out of shot a little bit here, but I'm just running glue to the very end of the board. do want, when you glue wood, you kind of want touching all of the wood. I actually put it on a little thick because I don't mind it squirting out. Always rather use too much glue than too little. It's not that expensive, so let's see if we can do this the hard way here. Oh no, that's just gonna pour right out. Warm enough for the glue to be like this, but I'm basically just gonna spread her on there. Using a stick because I couldn't find any good glue brushes. Something I'll have to remember next time I resupply this stuff. Alright, spread it out. Just gotta, when you're doing this, all you gotta do really is make sure you hit all the way around. Alright, that's not bad. Bit of cleaning myself off there. Alright, so I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna set one of these here so I know where to put my first clamp. Basically I just line up the boards and then even. With the glue, it likes to shift quite a bit. I'm messy. I go through a lot of paper towels doing this. You want to make sure your clamp's kind of tight. I know these C clamps, they actually mark the wood a little bit pretty good, but I'm going to be sanding all of it off, so it doesn't matter. Tight. Slip this down more right here, this way. Alright. Like I said, with this glue you have a little bit of time. And like I say, it's got to sit 24 hours, so what I'm going to do now is slide this down and start gluing up. See if I can actually do this. Yeah, not too bad. Lots of glue. That'll go right there. The reason I use so much glue is I only glue one piece and then stick it to the other one. Take some of the excess off the table. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Dropped it on the ground, now I gotta clean it. Don't want any large debris in here for sure. Try it. A second here, I gotta clean this stuff off my hands now. Dropped it down on the ground, a little bit of grass. Don't want it. Alright, so we need that one. This one's still on this side. See if I can do a little better pouring job this time. Oh, yeah. Got enough on this one to do this one too, I think. More than enough glue for both pieces. Anytime you're doing gluing up stuff, you're gonna have to just be prepared to have a mess to deal with. The table I'm using is disposable, so I just don't care. Alright, so that's one side. Do set my pieces to fold upwards and make some more mess. Got nothing on my fingers. A little more. There we go. Horrible. We missed everything. That's alright. As you can tell, the boards aren't all the same length, but that doesn't matter because once I cut the shape of the oar into the pieces, it'll reach all the pieces, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright. And yeah, I go through a lot of paper towels. You can see they're all different heights in there too. That doesn't matter either. My blade will be in the center, so it's not too big of a deal. Basically, I just make sure they're all straight flat on the one side. If I can, slide the bugger down a little more. There we go. Not wanting to hold. Alright. That I can fix also. Ah, lots of glue. It's not going to want to go that way, so I plan ahead. Looks to go the right direction. The board didn't want to flatten out, so I grab it with the clamp. Make sure all my clamps here are tight. And basically I got the two heel blocks handle. Oops, I just put enough glue for both of them on. Up to flatten her out. And overall, that's what I end up with. A huge mess, of course. Don't have quite enough clamps to do both of them at once, which isn't a big deal. But I'll let this sit for 24 hours, and then I'll start the sanding and shaping of it, which takes a little time. I will show some of that. Once this is all dried, unclamped, I will clamp up the other one, set it aside while I'm working this one. In a couple days, I'm gonna have two really nice oars. Oh, and as far as the glue goes, I got a hose right over here. I'll clean it all up, get it gone. But overall, it's not that hard to make them. And this is just scrap wood I had laying around. Kind of fun, be interesting. If you've seen some of my videos, you've probably seen some of the oars I have made. Like I said, had a trip planned. Trip got not canceled, but we're not going canoeing, we're just going camping, which I will do videos on that whole camping trip. It'll be 4 to 5 days, probably up in the mountains, hopefully up on the Sispus River. It's basically the vacation time for a couple of my buddies and me, so that's how we're going to enjoy it. Alright, I'll be back with you in a minute, but for me it's going to be tomorrow before I can unclamp this thing. Thanks for watching so far. Stick with it. Hey everybody, I'm back. Got the other one glued up. I'll show you that in a minute here. The one I already glued, I took the angle grinder and the flat disc and kind of smoothed it out so I could take my old oar on here, put it down, and use it as kind of a pattern. Next step will be taking the jigsaw, cutting the pattern, and then basically sanding this whole thing down till she's nice like this one is. be pretty good. It'll take me a long time for sure. It's slow going with a flap disc, and I don't really want to mess it up because it's going to be beautiful when it's done. I'm not going to bore you with all the sanding and all the details, but I will get started on cutting this out and getting her sanded and show you as I go along, basically. Pretty boring. As you can see on this side, the boards aren't all the same height, which does not matter because I got to plane them down way past the thickness of the low one here. Pretty easy. Overall, it's pretty easy. I mean, the gluing up is messy, but you want to make sure you got glue on every surface in between all these boards, otherwise they will come apart. As far as I can tell, it's pretty solid. No gapping between the boards that I can tell on this one. A couple spots I thought were, but when I sanded them down, they just disappeared. Let me go grab some glasses, and I'll put the jigsaw to this, and there's not much to that. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up my pencil lines or not on here, but it's just a basic paddle cutout. Same thing on the top. I like this paddle. It works really well. So, and the other one's going to be the same pattern. And hopefully when I'm done, it looks as good as this one does. I hope so. We will see. But I'll come back when I got this all cut out and I'm start working on the sanding part of it. Tomorrow I'll be able to take the other one, the clamps off it, and pretty much do the same. And at the end I'll show you doing the polyurethane on the outside, getting it really smooth. Feels like sandpaper, but it's really smooth. Kinda. It's like I could use a little wet sanding and some more polyurethane in a few spots, basically. But I'll do this one and that one over there, which I can show you that one. It's all glued up. Clamp just sitting there. Got it sitting outside for now so the glue can kind of harden up and drip on the ground instead of in my shop. Overall, I'm having fun. I like to make stuff, so it's pretty fun. Say my blade might be a little dull. Yeah, some say I might have to find a new blade. Be back in a minute. Okay, I got it jigsawed out. I forgot to turn the camera on when I put the new blade on. Sorry about that, but I got her all cut out to the shape I've been looking for. Now it's just a whole lot of arm abuse running the grinder on here. Round the handle down. It's 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches, which I found is kind of nice. It's a little bulky but comfortable. I will be doing the same style of grip as I did on this one. I find it really comfortable and fits in the hand real nice. Easy to use. I think this come out down, it's about 1 inch by 1 1/8 inches on the handle after it was all said and done. I just kept going till it felt good in my hands, and I like it. It's very strong because it's all hardwood. But now I get to spend a couple hours probably to get this blade down to the same thickness as this blade. It'll take me a while. They aren't exactly the same at the top. You can see the difference here. Pieces I had weren't as long as the pieces I used for this one, so what'll happen is I'll end up coming in a little bit more round right in here, which I'll do all that as I'm going along. But I'll bring you back once I got this thing ground down, probably be tomorrow. And at that point I'll probably have the other one at this point ready to go for a lot of arm abuse, of course. It's fun. I'm having a good time making them. I enjoyed the others I made also. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a matter of just doing the work. I mean, I will mark a center line down the whole thing, just so I know where my blade thickness is going to be. So I'll come in and just mark like this all the way around the blade. Same thing I'll do on the handle, and then just basically plane it flat with the sander until it all looks the same and it's smooth. And I think when I do the finish on this one, I'm probably gonna do a wet sand on this and do a little more poly, because I can feel a couple spots where it's really rough still. Spots I missed. But yeah, I'll bring you back tomorrow, show you the progress I'm making on it at that point. Hopefully I get this done before this weekend. I've got a Viking event this weekend, so I hope to do some filming with some fighting and stuff like that there. Maybe some of the cooking, which I know cooking's kind of mean, but I'll be cooking some good foods. Alright, well, I'll bring you back, like I say, once I get this all sanded down to this thickness and rounded up and shaped. I do have to do a little more shaping on here, but I'll take that in the shop and do it on my big sander. And the rest of this, the only way to really do it is by hand. And these flap discs, this is a 40 grit flap disc, tears it up when it's plugged in. Now it might tear it up. I'm not going to do much because I don't have my glasses on. See it ate that pretty good, pretty quick, but it's still going to take me a while because I want to, once I get close, I really want to take my time, get her nice and flat. I might even get my hand playing out and do some of it. Yeah, I will be back. Alright, well, I've got the paddle I've been working on thinned out pretty good. All that's left for it really is some finished sanding, and when I do that I'll do a little sanding on this one, like I said. A couple spots on the blade that just didn't come out right for me. The other one is cut out, it just needs to start doing the abuse on it. I'm not sure the camera is going to pick this up, but if you look down it, it's twisted. So when I draw my center line on the blade, I'm going to have to move it over to adjust, and it'll come out looking perfect. But yeah, basically a little more sanding on this one, and then I'll do my polyurethane coating on it. There's the river paddle here. It's pretty nice. I like it. Got here's a otter tail that I made. This is my favorite. That bugger is great in deep water. The beaver tail, I made this one because I hadn't made one before. They come out pretty good too. The handles are a little different. I was trying out different ones. These are more of a T-handle style. Then we got the shaped blade style here. And the same thing I'm doing on these two, of course. Outside of that, that's a wrap. Obviously, the end of this one, it needs a little more sanding on here. Polyurethanes, I'm gonna have to sand it off, probably just oil it. Same with this. And they just didn't feel as comfortable in the hand when I was out on the river. Oil definitely is better. You'll get enough oil from your hands to make it nice. But yeah, overall, I like doing this for sure. It's been fun. And those of you who watched my camping trip may have noticed that my chair wasn't set up in the last couple days. It kind of had a problem. I've had this chair for 5-6 years since I made it. Sat down the other day when I was camping and yeah, laid me flat on the ground. So it'd be time to make a new chair. I'm probably not going to do the same eagle pattern in the chair. Not sure what I'm going to do at this point. I'll take suggestions for sure. But yeah, really bummed. I was really sad. But I did get to really use that little folding camp chair quite a bit afterwards. And I'll tell you what, it's not near as comfortable as they look. But yeah, overall, this is the paddles, and when they're done, I'm probably just gonna sell one of these too and keep one for myself so I have a matching set for river paddles. But yeah, thanks for watching.